Assalamualaikum and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're now with me, Yusuf Shukri, for TVS Nightline, and here are the headlines for tonight. Prime Minister Datuk SRI Anar Ibraim to monitor Kelantan's flood situation. Six dead, tens of thousands affected by southern Thailand flood. Indonesian workers took it to the streets after nickel plant exploded, killing 18 people. And 25 investigation papers were opened to investigate a fraudulent Umra operating firm. Our top story. Prime Minister Datuk SRI Anar Ibraim plans to visit Kelantan to assess the current flood situation in the state firsthand. Anwar disclosed this information through a Facebook post after his meeting with the Prime Minister of Thailand, Srettha Thavisin, in Phuket on Tuesday. Earlier, the Secretariat of the Kelantan State Disaster Management Committee, JPBN, reported an escalation in the number of flood victims in the state, reaching 17,466 individuals from 5,510 families. This represents an increase from the previous night's figures, which recorded 15,994 victims from 4,967 families. In another development, Anwar mentioned that in their informal discussion, he and Srettha covered various significant topics, including matters pertaining to tourism in both Malaysia and Thailand. Additionally, Anwar and his Thai counterpart also agreed to fast-track the Sadao Bukit Kayu Hitam Road project and the Sungai Golok Rantau Panjang Bridge project. Meanwhile, Anwar also stated that he and Srettha have also committed to collaborating closely to accelerate the development of the southern region of Thailand and the northern part of Peninsular Malaysia, ensuring swift economic growth and prosperity for the residents in both areas. Deadly floods in southern Thailand starting on December 22nd have claimed 6 lives and impacted over 70,000 homes in provinces including Satun, Songkhla, Pattani, Yala and Narathiwat. And on Wednesday, local authorities disclosed that the casualties, including an 89-year-old woman and a toddler, lost their lives in Narathiwat, with one reported missing person.
Local media footage showed streets submerged by the muddy deluge and residents taking refuge on rooftops. Rescue team worked round the clock to deliver basic necessities, inspecting buildings for damage or casualties. Thailand's Department of Disaster Prevention and Mitigation said the water receded. According to Deputy Governor Precha, some rail services in Narathiwat province, which borders Malaysia, had resumed following days of closure due to track subsidence. The kingdom's rainy season typically brings months of daily deluges, but scientists said man-made climate change can make rainfall more intense.
Now, hundreds of Indonesian workers protested on Wednesday against conditions at a nickel processing plant, where an explosion killed at least 18 people and injured dozens more over the weekend. The accident occurred on Saturday morning as workers repaired a furnace at the China-funded plant in the Morowali Industrial Park on Sulawesi Island.
Demonstrators gave a list of 23 demands to management, which included improved health clinics to deal with emergencies, the smelters to be better maintained, and for the Chinese workers to learn the Indonesian language. 30 people are being treated in hospital for their injuries after the blast, according to police. A spokesperson for Morowali Industrial Park said that the company had done what the protesters demanded 2 days ago, but did not specify which demands had been met. China Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Mao Ning said on Wednesday that 8 Chinese nationals were also among the dead and that Beijing was extremely saddened by the accident. Sulawesi is a hub for the mineral-rich country's production of nickel, a base metal used in electric vehicle batteries and stainless steel. China's growing investment in the sector has stoked unrest over pay and working conditions. In January, 2 workers, one of whom was a China national, were killed at a nickel smelting plant in the same industrial park after a riot broke out during a protest over safety conditions and pay.
A total of 25 investigation papers have been opened to investigate fraud cases involving an Umrah operating company. Bukit Aman Commercial Crime Investigation Department Deputy Director of Investigation, Dato' Rohaimi Mat Isa, said the investigation papers are being prepared and will be referred to the Deputy Public Prosecutor's Office for further action.
Meanwhile, he further revealed that the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, MOTAC, has also suspended the company's license on July 10th. Previously, the media had reported that victims of the fraudulent Umrah pilgrimage packages wanted firm action to be taken against the company after they claimed that it failed to provide them with compensation. Regarding claims by the Malaysian International Humanitarian Organization that no action has been taken in connection with this case, Rohami said it was not accurate. He said, according to a media statement by Commercial Crime Investigation Department Director Datuk Seri Ramli Muhammad Yusof on November 29th, a total of 21 investigation papers have been initiated in connection with the alleged Umrah package fraud involving more than 500,000 ringgit in losses.
On to our next update. Deputy Minister of Public Health, Housing and Local Government, Datuk Michael Tiang Ming Tee, has urged the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Cost of Living, KPTN, to review its policy on subsidized diesel quota in Sarawak. He added that the newly implemented policy has affected the operations of several essential services, including transport and logistics in the central part of the region.
The Palawan Assemblyman said that he received complaints from the public informing him of the severe diesel shortage in fuel stations in Cebu, Selangor and Tatau. He expressed concerns that should the shortage continue, it will affect the livelihood of those in the said sectors and the community at large. Thus, he hoped that KPTN would take immediate actions to rectify their policies not only for subsidized diesel quota but also RON 95 fuel to ensure that consumers' demand are met, especially during the festive period.
The Sarawak government has paid 90.42 million ringgit to the National Higher Education Fund Corporation, or PTPN, settling 30% of the debts owed by Sarawakian students. PTPN Chairman Datuk Nurliza Abdul Rahim, in a statement today, mentioned that this payment is a result of the Memorandum of Understanding MOU signed between the corporation and the Sarawak Foundation on March 5th, 2021.
According to the statement, the PTPN loan repayment incentive for Sarawakian students is a continuation of the state's Budget 2020 initiative. This follows a MOU signing between PTPN and the Sarawak Foundation on March 5, 2021, outlining their collaboration for the PTPN Sarawak student loan repayment incentive. Through this collaboration, the Sarawak government will pay up to 30% of the current PTPN loan balance for borrowers who have settled at least 30% of their loan debt.
Prices of petrol remain unchanged and 9 found dead in severe storms across Australia's east coast. That's all coming up right after the break, right here on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned. This is TVS Nightline. Setting up of tents are prohibited during the ongoing 6-day mass picket near the U.S. Embassy at Jalan Tun Razak. Kuala Lumpur Police Chief Dato' Aludin Abdul Majid said such measure is implemented to ensure the safety of participants and nearby foreign embassies, including the Singapore High Commission and the Japanese Embassy. Police will not compromise if the order is violated. Aludin pointed out that participants will not be ordered to disperse as long as they adhere to guidelines under the Peaceful Assembly Act 2012. Adequate personnel have been deployed to the location with 48 NGOs involved, including Malaysian Islamic Consultative Council, Viva Palestina Malaysia, Yayasan Al-Quds Malaysia, Suara Rakyat Malaysia, and Malaysian Women's Coalition for Al-Quds and Palestine. The picket symbolizes the Gaza siege, with demands for an immediate ceasefire as stated by the Palestine Solidarity Secretariat. Now, the retail prices of petroleum remained unchanged for the period of December 28th to January 3rd. In a statement published by the Finance Ministry, the prices were fixed based on the weekly retail price of petroleum products using the automatic pricing mechanism APM formula. Basing the formula, the ministry's objective is to protect consumers against the increasing global petroleum prices. Currently, the retail prices of RON 97 and RON 95, as well as diesel, stand at RM3.47, RM2.05, and RM2.15 per litre, respectively. Affirming the ceiling price of RON 95 and diesel at the aforementioned prices, even though the market price for both products has increased beyond the ceiling price. They will also continue to monitor the trend of global crude oil prices and take appropriate measures to ensure the continued welfare and well-being of the people. Now, the Malaysian Aviation Commission MAVCOM has revised upwards its forecast for passenger traffic to 86.5 million for 2023, surpassing earlier projections of 84.5 million. The Commission also anticipated total passengers for 2024 to exceed 93.9 million. The positive trend, it said, was due to Malaysia's robust growth in passenger traffic post-COVID-19 pandemic, reaching 69.9 million in the first 10 months of 2023. Earlier, the Commission projected air passenger traffic to rise between 40% and 52% year-on-year in 2023 to reach between 74.6 million and 80.8 million passengers. The upsurge is expected to be driven by increased domestic and international travel, particularly to China and the ASEAN region. Nonetheless, it remained caution in its projections due to several challenges, such as the rising jet fuel costs and the ringgit's depreciation. Additionally, MAVCOM said Malaysia retained its position as the fifth most connected country in ASEAN, achieving an impressive connectivity score of 79.7 in the first 3 quarters of 2023. The Kuala Lumpur International Airport, KLIA Terminal 1, upheld its status as the third most connected airport in the region, with a direct air connectivity score of 59.9, behind Singapore's Changi International Airport and ahead of Bangkok's Suvarnabhumi Airport. During the first 9 months of 2023, MAVCOM has also granted a notable total of 173 additional air traffic rights, or ATRs, with 44 ATRs allocated for domestic routes and 129 ATRs for international destinations, noting that the distribution underscores MAVCOM's commitment to expanding both domestic and international air connectivity, with a particular focus on enhancing links with the ASEAN region. Thank you for staying with us. Now on to some international affairs. French police on Tuesday arrested a 33-year-old man with a history of psychiatric illness on suspicion of murdering his wife and their 4 children, a prosecutor said. The bodies were discovered on Christmas Day, the latest in a series of shocking cases around Paris in recent months where men have allegedly murdered their families.
Authorities found the bodies of the 35-year-old woman and her children aged 9 months, 4, 7 and 10 years old at home in the town of Mao, east of Paris on Monday evening after worried friends and family sounded the alarm, local prosecutor Jean-Baptiste Bladier said. The Frenchman, a plumber, has been receiving treatment since 2017 for depression and psychotic behavior, the prosecutor said. He was already held in 2019 after stabbing his partner in the shoulder blade when she was pregnant with their 3rd child and trying to kill himself. She had refused to press charges, the prosecutor said. He was treated again after that attack and said he did not mean to harm her. The case was dropped as he was deemed to be mentally deficient. The couple, who had met in high school, married in October.
Now, Australia's eastern seaboard has been hit by deadly Christmas storms, resulting in 9 fatalities where 2 women were washed through a storm water drain. The destructive winds in Victoria and Queensland have caused boat capsizings, flash floods and damage to power lines.
The Government Weather Bureau has warned that coastal regions in Queensland were still at risk of dangerous storms, life-threatening floods, giant hail and damaging winds. 3 women were exploring a large storm water drain in the rural Queensland town of Gympie when they were swept away by floodwaters. By Wednesday, police divers had recovered the bodies of 2 of the women. The 3rd survived after she was washed onto the banks of a nearby river. Meanwhile, 11 people were tossed into the ocean when a 39-foot yacht capsized at sea during an annual fishing trip near Brisbane. Police said Wednesday that 3 men had drowned, while 8 survivors had been scooped from the water and rushed to hospital.
Australian authorities announced on Wednesday that they are combing beaches following the appearance of unidentified packages suspected to carry over 120 kilograms or 260 pounds of cocaine during the Christmas season. Local police said the initial discovery of 39 barnacle-covered bricks, each weighing 1 kilogram, suspected to be cocaine, was made near Magenta Beach, north of Sydney, last week on Friday. Subsequently, an additional 85 packages of identical size were observed along approximately 80 kilometers or 50 miles of the New South Wales coastline. Police have urged the local residents to report any suspicious packages, emphasizing community vigilance. Now, a South Korean actor, best known for his role in the Oscar award-winning film Parasite, was found dead in a car on Wednesday in an apparent suicide after he was reported to have gone missing. Year-old Lee Sun-kyun, who played the wealthy husband in the 2019 film, had been under police investigation over his alleged use of marijuana and other drugs. Lee is survived by his wife and 2 sons.
Police said the actor was found inside a parked vehicle on the street in Seoul's Songbuk district. The body was then transferred to the Seoul National University Hospital for further action. Local media also reported that Lee had left a suicide note. Lee's reputation suffered a significant blow when South Korean authorities launched an investigation into his alleged drug use in October. From December 23rd to 24th, he attended his 3rd police investigation session, which lasted 19 hours. South Korea has extremely tough laws on illegal drugs, with Koreans who take drugs such as marijuana legally abroad risking prosecution upon returning to their home country. Once celebrated for his wholesome image, local news reported that the actor was being dropped from television and commercial projects following the scandal. A graduate of South Korea's prestigious Korea National University of Arts, Lee made his acting debut in 2001 in a television sitcom titled Lovers. He was also recognized for his performances in romance TV dramas such as Coffee Prince and the 2012 film All About My Wife.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. Up-to-the-minute headlines are now available across all of our social media platforms, and you can watch them on our official website at www.tvstv.my. That's all the updates for tonight's TVS Nightline. Once again, I'm Yusuf Shukri. Thank you for watching and have a good night.